New Jersey and Connecticut.
My shame, who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I met. I was breathing but not alive. Sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan. Now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, darkness into your glorious day.
Good morning, everybody. Kind of surprised me there. It popped up all of a sudden. I didn't know what was going on. It's Tuesday. Has it only been a week already? It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of skipped out last week on Friday, and thank you, Tom, for covering for me. We went camping, and the internet was really bad. It was it'd be great for like a minute, and then just freeze and stop for 10. And I said, I can't put myself through this, and I can't put you through this. But we made it through, and Tom covered it, and was amazing, of course, as we expect. Let's before we start, let's look at all the people that showed up. It says, okay, I know this is a wrong number, but 38. I just said 38. Now it's down to 25, so it's bouncing around. Good morning, Chuck. Oh, and that's me. And Ken Gooch. Good morning, fellow brothers in arms. And we got Bert Reggiani here this morning. Good morning, Bert. And Marty. And I don't know Marty, but I'm glad you're here. And Chris Conley's here. Good morning. And Pastor Tom in the background there. Thank you again, Tom. And Dave Donnelly's here. A lot of Donnellys today. AJ Jackson Jr.'s here. Good morning, AJ. And hello again. All right. So here we are. We're doing 1 Corinthians 12, verses 12 through 20. And of course, I didn't share the screen yet, which I usually am very efficient with this goes. But the good news is it's not far away. All right. Okay. So now let me add it to the stage. I like that better. Smaller me. It's okay. So anyway, for some reason I got two different windows open and in one tab at each one, and it's a little trickier switching over. All right. I'm almost there. Ready? Just as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of the body, though many, are one body, so it is with Christ. For in one spirit we are all baptized into one body, Jews or Greeks, slaves or free, and all were made to drink of one spirit. For the body does not consist of one member, but many. Its foot says, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body. That would not make it any less part of the body. And if an ear should say, because I'm not an eye, I do not belong to the body, that would not make it any less a part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would be the sense of hearing? If the whole body were an ear, where would be the sense of smell? But as it is, God arranged the members of the body, each one of them, as he chose. If all were single members, where would the body be? As it is, there are many parts, yet one body. This is one of those verses that we look at and we go, I cut myself out of the picture. All right, I'm back. We look at these verses, and Paul's painting a picture here. He's painting a picture of what the church should be like, what the church should look like. One body with many parts. It's not a collection of individuals. The word homothumadon is used so many times for a reason. We're all of one mind, but we're not of all one gift. We're spiritually unified by Christ, but I love the diversity is a great word in this instance. The fact that we have people that preach amazing and sing amazing and play amazing, and do we forget? And I think this is one of my favorite sections of scripture. This is one of my favorite parts of ministry, is the fact that we've got so many people. If you look at Sunday morning as this gigantic cog, do we give the same recognition to the guy that gets in there early on Sunday morning? Yes, there's a guy that comes in early every Sunday morning to make sure coffee is made. Do we think about the handful of women that run the prayer chain, that whenever somebody needs prayer, no matter what time of day, they're on the prayer chain praying? There's so many things going on in the background that we forget sometimes, that there's more to it than just the few voices that we hear every Sunday morning. Churches have to worry sometimes that, we have trouble getting volunteers, but do we celebrate the volunteers? Do we celebrate the assistant teacher of seedlings, or the girls or the ladies spend time in the nursery when they don't have children? We have a tendency to forget that every role is necessary in the body of Christ. We understand the preachers and the worship leaders, and those are amazing gifts. And we all wish we were like them sometimes, right? I mean, I would love to be able to preach like Pastor Tom. But I'm not Pastor Tom. I'm a different part of the body. I'm maybe sure, we about spiritual gifts, and for my whole life, I've taken spiritual gift assessment after spiritual gift assessment, and rarely do I get the same number. Sometimes I get evangelism high, and sometimes I get acts of service high. Nobody wants the gift of acts of service, because that means you're working hard, right? 20%, what is the old saying? 20% of the work is done by 5%, or 100% of the work is done by 20% of the people, because those people have that gift. The thing is, we have to learn. And I mean, I started writing notes last night, and that's why it might sound a little confused, because when I realized that I was on like page 4 of notes, and I'm like, there's so much here that we need to talk about. There's so many. The thing is, we need to celebrate the body, not just certain parts of the body. And it's so easy to get caught up in the certain parts of the body. We need to celebrate the entire body, that we're all of one mind, and we don't want somebody feeling like they don't count, right? And I think that's the biggest danger in all of this, is if you don't have these certain gifts that are celebrated, you feel left out, you feel unimportant. In today's church, we need to make sure people understand they belong. They belong, and their gift is important as the guy singing. Their gift is as important as the guy preaching or praying out loud. It doesn't matter, because we all have a reason to be there. God didn't do this by accident. This isn't just him giving some people gifts. He gave us all gifts. He didn't give it to just some. And we need to know that we belong. We just need to find our position. God's is intentional with people. And to me, I think this might be the thing that we forget, is he created us all with special gifts. And we're in that church for a reason. He gave us the gift that we can use in that church. And if we aren't using it, why aren't we? Is the church not being proactive in getting people? I looked at some stuff yesterday as I was thinking about this, because there's so much, just so much. And I said, regular attenders can have a tendency, it can be overlooked. And this is not anybody's fault if it's not intentional with the leadership of the church. We need to see where people fit. We need to make sure we're invitational. Not sending out an email, not getting up on the stage and making an announcement that we need people to do this or that. It's going face to face with a person and talking to them, understanding what they love and what they like. Not everybody can twist balloons. Not everybody can sing. Not everybody can preach. And eventually you'll see that person that feels left out pull back and maybe lose interest. A part of our mission is to regularly teach and reinforce that every part matters. That should be problem number one right there, or task number one. Make sure we create a clear and varied way for people to be involved. Low pressure, simple, short term, so they aren't committing to something that's 10 years long, and personal invitation. Knowing and understanding that putting your gifts into action. And I think until we start putting them into action, do we know if it's our gifts or not? And the things I do now that I love, I had no idea I was going to love when I started doing them. We can experiment with different roles. You can have mentors. We can even have conversations about strengths and, passions. That's getting to know each other, being one mind. And we need to fight this comparison culture. Don't celebrate one body too much. And I mean, how many pastors have gone off the rail? Thank God ours hasn't. But how many have gone off the rail, these televangelists, because they're celebrated and lifted up above other men? Paul warns us about lifting preachers up, and Paul warns us about lifting people up that shouldn't be there. Christ is the one that should be lifted up. One way we can do it is to make sure that the leaders are honest about their limitations. Don't allow people to downplay what they do. Man, when you hear the person say, well, I'm not really important, there's nothing I really do, that should be a red flag to all of us in church. That person is important. That person is probably more important than we know. We need to call out that insecurity. I mean, we need to not chastise the person, but to tell them they're wrong. Tell them, no, that's not who we are. We need to challenge pride too, the part where nobody can do this job but me. I'm so good at this job, and we should be looking for our next replacement. I mean, we should be looking for the next person that none of us live forever. Not in this kingdom. And so we should be looking for an opportunity to share what we love with somebody else. We need to create pathways to build up the body, build up the person that makes the coffee, the person that prays behind the scenes, the little things. We have a group of women that prepare the Lord's Supper every single week. I just think that we just wouldn't think that stuff happens organically sometimes. And then we need to celebrate every role. And I think that'd be the key, if anything, to take away today, is we just understand that we're not all the same. And God designed it that way. That's the thing. We got to learn that God didn't make us all the same for a reason. We can't have 25 worship leaders in one church. We can't have 25 pastors. We need bodies in there well, I guess we could have 25 pastors if you had 1,000 people. You see, there's a percentage, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I got more. I got so much stuff. I love the spiritual gift aspect of church. That's where we grow. And if we celebrate our gifts, embrace our gifts, we didn't pick them. We didn't pick them at all. Anyway, I'm talking way too long and I'm going to get in trouble. So have a firmly rooted day, gentlemen, and whoever else is on, of course. And may someone see Jesus in you today. Peace.